Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. Podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons 17. Tonight we got the three musketeers on board. I'm gonna give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks. Find me on all social media as Z Hendricks Brand. Of course, look up your mama's favorites at Country Air Official and Country Air Brand on the social media. And I'll pass it to a man locally respected and internationally well known.
What's up, everybody? Referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, pound sign, celebrate pro wrestling, and waffles. Take it home podcast.
Waffles, 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 waffles. How has the food hunt been this weekend, fellas?
Yeah, not bad. Had, what was it? Uh, Pizza from North Lake Inn, which is one of the best pizzas in town. Good crust, good garlic bread, some of the finest. Ooh, and made it to Jenny's ice cream as well, just in time
Mm.
before midnight. It was 11:59 by the time we walked in, and they were happy to serve us some scoops, some honey vanilla and brambleberry something. Almost tastes like a apple pie.
I mean, they were probably hoping you were finishing something off because I know putting away ice cream from the food service aspect is annoying.
Yeah, we may have put down that vanilla.
They're probably hoping for that. Uh, Zach, how was your food hunt?
Uh, Not too bad. Again, I am no. We did Wendy's this morning. Another bad idea.
Hmm.
Messed up the entire order. But other than that, what did we do? We did Jersey Mike's for dinner. I'm trying to think of what else we did. I'm trying to feel like I don't know if we really did anything going out. Like it was like a lot of simple meals. Oh, Sunday was like Luke's birthday, so we had pizza and chicken.
Yes, I saw that. I saw, yeah, it was his birthday. I don't think I wish him happy birthday. Happy birthday, Luke, if you're listening to the podcast. Uh, all right. I had pizza as well tonight, and I had wings a separate day. That were really good. Where did we get that from? Ollie's, maybe? Maybe it was Ollie's, some little restaurant out here. Breakfast on Sunday was a battle because we forgot it was Mother's Day as we were looking for breakfast. Ended up at our local Sunrise diner, which always comes in good and thankfully not too crowded. I think yeah, we've mostly been good. Eating in, trying not to put on too much mass. I don't want to end up like Fat Mac. But the food has been good, and I hope the music has been good. Perch, why don't you give us a banger of the week?
Oh man, this week's banger of the week. We've got lots of good songs. Lots have been rocking. An honorary one was Catching EO Sky coming out Monday Night Raw. Uh, Love that song. That's
Yeah,
one of the best bangers in pro wrestling right now.
no, yeah, that's my is like for the listener, I'm in the middle of babysitting right now. But the baby that I watch is also a fan of EO Sky's theme song.
Yeah.
That'll get him running into the room to watch wrestling with me.
Oh, that's great. That is
Yeah.
good. Yeah, when music and wrestling combined and then when you watch, it's like, whoa, it's larger than life. Yeah, so shout out to that being one of the best tracks in pro wrestling. Uh, but this week's banger of the week comes down to a good song called "I Know Love" by Tate McRae. Uh,
Hmm.
Before a month or two ago, I had never heard of this person before, but it was Sierra and I think Zeta Steel on a car ride, and they both collaborated on some music and came together with Tate McRae and introduced me to some songs. And yeah, that song's good. I know love. That one was rocked a lot over the past couple weekends.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I don't think I've heard of this person. You didn't hear of him a month ago. I didn't hear of him 2 minutes ago.
All right. I think she's Canadian, but makes
Hmm.
makes some bangers.
Canada can do something right every once in a while.
Yep, and this is definitely a banger. Banger of the week.
All right. Nice. So why don't we move on and talk about what we watched this week, fellas? I totally forgot what day of the week it was and did not watch Raw last night because I was rewatching the DLE Backlash, which was I enjoyed it. Four-way to start off with a banger, of course. Um, Great way to further storylines. Homie Jacob Fatu still looking like a monster. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre beating the holy hell out of each other. And LA Knight was there to get beat up by Jeff frickin' Cobb. Jeff Cobb making his debut in WWE, which was great to see and got the lady excited. We stand Matunza in this house. And yeah, once again, always good to see Lucha Underground guys coming together, seeing, where the industry was like 8 years ago when Lucha Underground was this little thing, little niche wrestling promotion, and now just about all their guys are like top stars everywhere. I mean, Chelsea Green just dropped the U.S. title. Penta over there making waves. Phoenix over there now looking like they're gonna maybe bring the team back together. It was just fun opening match. Uh, Cena is doing his heel thing. Cena is a big, boring match heel, and I hope people get that. He said he's going to take away wrestling from us, and that's what he's been doing. Um, I don't know what have y'all been watching.
I'll be honest, I'm behind on Backlash. I watched Raw last night though. It was good. Gunther making a statement saying he's coming back for his. Um, freaking Penta still building up strong. You tell they're building up something with America Grande with Lucha Bros.
Yeah, yeah, something's coming there. Perch, what have you been watching?
Yeah, watching that pay-per-view, I caught the main event. John Cena against Randy Orton. Wow, that was incredible. Uh, they brought out all the stops in that one. Uh, John Cena continues to be on another level right now, and he's committed to the bit. And yeah, he's a good bad guy. I love his finisher right now, which is that title shot right to the face. That's a KO shot.
Yeah, that is a KO.
I mean,
Oh,
people don't get up after that. Once Cena
yeah,
hits
yeah,
you,
yeah. Finisher is whatever gets the three.
that's like the man with the golden gun. And right now, it's that awesome looking title. That thing is so gold. I don't know if they re-upped it around the time Cena had it, or it,
I think they did get a new one or something. I think something was done in the title. I believe it was on a segment.
sometime between Roman, Cody, and Cena. This title is never looked cooler.
Yeah,
At least since the old days.
I think during the Cody Cena feud, there was a change made.
Okay. Yeah,
I
and
think.
just in time. This thing is beautiful, and the way Cena uses it to get the job done, I love it. And our truth coming out at the end, I didn't see that coming at all.
I didn't expect it there. You figured R-Truth had to get involved at some point. That's his role model. That's his superhero.
Oh, I loved it. Didn't see it coming. It was incredible. Uh, they do a great wrestling match, and then all of a sudden, business picks up, and you wonder what's about to happen. I
Yeah.
love those styles of matches, and
Yeah.
yeah, they delivered. And then last night,
Truth,
Monday Night
Truth
Raw
was
was
great in
good.
the press conference too. Truth was good in the press conference.
Oh, that press
Uh,
conference was great.
yeah.
And the way Cena said it so dry, Ron.
Yeah. Like that was so disrespectful. Don't call him Rod.
Ah, it was so good because it was so bland. He couldn't have done it more just cardboard cutout Ron. What you were saying is very disrespectful. It was
Like,
damn.
we just needed a looky here, buddy.
He name checked him in that tone. Like that's disrespect. That is so good. Oh, I loved it. And yeah, Monday Night Raw was great last night as well. The women's uh, tag team match at the end, Roxanne, Julia, Io, and Rhea, incredible. Loved it. Uh, oh, Rusev is back too. Holy
Yeah,
smokes. Uh,
yeah, he does.
Rusev against Otis last week.
He's looking clean in those pre-show walk-ups to the arena.
Yeah. Wow. I'm a fan. I remember when he faced John Cena years ago at that WrestleMania and uh
Mm,
and he lost, but through losing, I was like, man, I like this guy. And
yeah,
he has just gotten in such incredible shape. He was in great shape then, but he was a big barrel chested, person. Now he's just a fit, you know,
yeah,
athlete. Wow. Yeah, he's lean and still just as good of a character as he's ever been. Uh, but almost like where CM Punk is on this next run at WWE, Rusev kind of knows what to do here as well to tell simple stories and get the job done.
yeah.
I want to see
I,
him against
I,
Cena.
I am very intrigued to see our Redeemer Rusev versus No Fun Cena.
Oh, I hope give us that on a Friday night. Give us that on a
Yeah,
Monday night.
yeah, that's definitely like, yeah, just give us a Raw SmackDown, just Redeemer versus Cena.
Wow. And then it doesn't even need a finish. Please don't have a finish. Let it be
Yeah, yeah,
open-ended wild chaos and
yeah. Let it go, no contest.
people get caught up in the well, this person loses or that person. Well, how about it ends in a wild brawl and no one cares who wins or loses because it's just chaos.
Yeah, you're like you have TV time for a reason.
Hmm. Oh, I enjoy. But yeah, wrestling's in a good way right now and I like all the characters. Very fun to watch.
Nice, nice.
Oh,
Uh,
Mao is killing it over there in the best of the Super Juniors as well.
who?
Mao.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I have not gotten to watch any of it. I do want to watch a good amount of it this year because it looks like they did bring in a lot of outside guys. I did want to see Mal, want to see Nick Wayne. Um, yeah, talk about wrestling being a good place. New Japan trying to find its place. All this, you know, household names are on the way out or have left, so now they gotta build back up. It's interesting to watch. Uh, all right, so why don't we get to? Oh no, I had one more thing I watched. How about the Knicks, baby? Whew. Oh, I haven't actually been watching much because I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. And I feel like every Knicks game I watched this year, they lost. So I've just been watching, the Google play-by-play, and it's been good. I need a Knicks championship. I need it. I need that as much as I need to come back to wrestling. All right, yeah. Like this
Let's
has
go,
been
Knicks.
like, oh man, I have suffered such heartbreak with this team over my lifetime. You know, we called last night the biggest win in 25 years. Certainly feels like it. Everybody's saying it's our time. Certainly feels like it, but I am terrified to make any commitments just yet, especially when it looks like, well, yeah, after the game tonight, if we win, we be playing Indiana. Indiana has a long storied history with just ruining my life, in terms of basketball at least, and a little bit of football with fucking, Dayton and Eli. But yeah, not a big fan of Indiana. Still looking out for them, but yes, go Knicks, go Knicks. Jalen Brunson is our short king. So why don't we talk about what we did this past weekend? And I was gymming it as usual, watching some basketball, watching my Knicks win one and lose one. But what about you, Zach? What are you up to?
Yeah, so this weekend, freaking Saturday, I was at 01 USA. I found myself in the Anytime, Anywhere briefcase match. Pretty much essentially it's like Money in the Bank. It's a six person ladder match. Myself, Tommy Davis, B.A. Malkin, some new faces making their first ever 01 Civic Show debut, Quest Parker, Anthony Lopez, and Noah Clover. I thought everyone said it was really good. It was a really good match. Everything was somewhat going according to plan till it didn't. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Tommy Davis won the briefcase. Almost got into a fight in the parking lot with a fan. So yeah, 01
Oh.
was lit.
You know,
Yeah, I had
the,
some
the Civic.
fan walk up. They were walking in the locker room, and I was like, "Yo, this is the locker room." And he's like, "I'm friends with the wrestler. I know I'm cool. I know a wrestler." And I was like, "That's cool. Like, you can't be back here." And he
Yeah.
said the guy was like, "You don't want to get hurt," but then he ended up leaving. So I was like, "I'm not. You could feel big and have the win, but you still left."
Yeah. Uh, yes, fans, you don't belong in the locker room. I did. If that wrestler didn't bring you back there, don't go back there.
Oh yeah,
Like if that
but
wrestler didn't chaperone you back there, you don't belong back there.
yeah, it was like a little ridiculous. But then Sunday was Mother's Day. Hung out at Val's mom's house, played a little football with Jack, laid him out on the field. Um,
Or, you ain't too grown, boy.
yeah, ain't too going to get hit. But what else do we do? I'm trying to think, and that was about it.
Yeah, okay. Hey, no, Civic Center show looked nice. Awesome pictures by Fluffy. Yeah, yeah, looks good. Everybody looks good in their fresh gear. I saw some people rocking. Yeah, looked like a fun time. Looked like Anakin tried to murder himself as usual. Yeah, yeah. Look to the it'll probably end up on the 01 Patreon, so look to that. Try to catch that show. Perch, what have you been up to this week?
Yeah, this week was a fun one. Uh, we had a show out in Chicago to kick it off. It was House of Glory, uh, New York company coming to Chicago. Super fun. A lot of good people got to work with for the first time, uh, and some familiar faces that we worked with over the past few years. Um, we had Gringo Loco against Darren Richardson for one of the titles. That was a fun match. Gringo, always a pleasure to work with in Chicago. And Darren Richardson, a good bad guy. He holds on to that title and still the champion. Then Joe Alonzo against Ken Broadway. Ken Broadway really brought the heat. Uh, Good size. And uh, yeah, he had a fun match against Joe Alonzo, especially with Joe Alonzo in that kind of an environment. Uh, the whole crowd was behind Ken Broadway, and it was cool to see him perform. Uh, Rich Swan against Charles Mason was a cool match.
Ooh,
Uh, Rich Swan is no stranger to Logan Square Auditorium, as well as
yep.
I've gotten to ref several of his matches at Logan Square, and we've danced the night away. um, yeah, this one was incredible just to take in and to appreciate. In 2025, just incredible atmosphere. and against Charles Mason of all people, a good evil wrestler. He got the better of Rich by the end of that match. Uh, and then the last match I had that night was Miyu Yamashita against Indy Hartwell. Uh, and that was incredible. Fun match. Those two are all out superstars and great performers, whether it's on the independent wrestling level or uh, for a major company or anywhere in the world. Those are two of the absolute best performers, and they put on a hell of a match.
Yeah, it's good to see Miyu everywhere. Seeming like this summer, feel like I've seen her announced a bunch of places here. Good to see Indy just like no breaks, just jump right back into indie dates. Yeah, I love to see it.
Yeah, so cool. And
Same thing with Cora Jade Elena Black. Like I feel like I've seen three, four posters with her today getting announced. So yeah, shout out to
yeah,
those guys who got released, but got right back up on that horse and got on their grind.
hmm um, and then the week before we were out in Los Angeles for Game Changer Wrestling, which was super fun. Love the shows at the UCC out there in Los Angeles. Uh, First match I got to work was Mance Warner against Jimmy Lloyd. Uh, Matt Cardona got involved in that one a few times. I got bumped around a handful of times, and there was lots of blood. None of it was my own, thankfully. Uh,
We hope at least.
yeah, yeah. And Mance ended up winning. Uh, it was a fun one. And then also had Miyu Yamashita in Los Angeles against Maki Ito. And that was great. Those two have matched up a bunch of times in the past. So it's fun to work with two people who know each other well, especially a different style, different culture. And it
Mhm.
translates to Los Angeles very well. Maki Ito's entrance had the whole crowd behind her. And it was like an armor that she wore for the match. Incredible. Uh, and then also Effie against Hammerstone for the GCW title. Fun to work with Hammerstone again. It's been a while, and Effie is such a good champion. Always fun to work with him, and yeah, put on a banger of a match. Very fun time. And then yeah, this week we were at Brew City Wrestling as well. Just helped out with odds and ends and backstage. Such a fun time. Good to see the whole crew and everyone's out there doing a great job, continuing to get better and believing in who they are, which is awesome.
Yes, yes, it is fun to see these guys grow. Our little children, our little brothers and sisters. Yeah, no, sure it was fun. Uh, I guess like we're gonna have to get through it at some point, and Perch with the positive note, me with the downer. We lost an amazing wrestler, an amazing legend this week, and Sabu. Um, Meant a lot to a lot of people, super influential. One of those. I just gonna go off a couple quotes, as I talk about them. And that's nothing he did looked pretty, but that made it look real. Like he is probably like the realest high flyer in wrestling history. Somebody who was just launching his body, trying to cause the most damage. Everything is a high risk maneuver with Sabu. And then I saw another one that was Sabu was never a wrestler that you watched first, you heard about him. You heard about the crazy things he would do, the bouncing on the ropes, the leg drop to the outside. And yeah, that was what Sabu was for me. I mean, I think I've talked about it. I got into ECW way too late. So my memories of Sabu are going to be his WWE and his TNA run. The matches with Cena were amazing, and He came probably as I was getting out of TNA, but what I saw of it was amazing. And yeah, just one of the realists, and the fact that basically wrestling up to his last moments is nothing short of inspirational. Uh, Zach, why don't you say some words?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of late too with Sabu. Like, I watched a lot of ECW back in the day, but I remember him in the WWE. Like, he was like one of those guys who had that look who stuck out. I remember as a kid, like going on eBay and looking at figures, and they had ECW Legend figures, and being mad because my mom would pay $12 to get order me a Sabu figure.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, Sabu's super inspirational. Everyone, like, you think about today, what you don't say, I'm gonna throw a chair at you, say I'm gonna Sabu you with the chair.
Boo you, dear. Yeah, I'm gonna stab you with a chair.
Yeah, and then I mean, you can just tell. I mean, he lived for the business, literally. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It was like when the news broke, I was like, "You just wrestled.
yeah,
What are you talking? Like, you just
J-
wrestled 2 weeks ago."
he just had his retirement match.
Yeah, what a G. What a G. Perch, you might have had a unique perspective on this.
Yeah, I remember when we first got into the wrestling business and we were traveling around and experiencing different shows and different styles of pro wrestling, different wrestlers, different people. I remember always being told about two people in particular who were uh, known by everyone in wrestling, and it was New Jack and Sabu. and I knew that if I was ever to share a locker room with either of those two guys, it may be like an episode of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Um, Two, absolute legendary wrestlers, and innovative, and Sabu himself, just from a long lineage of wrestling and learning it and doing it the way he did, came from a legend like the Sheik from Detroit,
Yeah.
which is about as hard nosed, tough uh, as it gets, especially for pro wrestling. So everything that he had gotten, he worked hard for. Uh, and then I first got to meet him and share the locker room with him in Los Angeles. Uh, well, before that, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame for independent wrestling. So
Yes.
I set a little place card up for him. This was in Philly, and he never showed. So the first legend of Sabu was true. Was you don't know what you're gonna get. So we'll see if he's here, and he wasn't. But it was told that he was just downstairs. So okay, he's a legend, all right. And so then months later, this is probably the end of 2024. He came into GCW when we were in Los Angeles, and Joey was able to present him with his plaque for the Hall of Fame. Uh, and then Sabu came in from behind and he attacked Joey. It was a wild scene. Um, that day when Sabu was there, it certainly was like a Twilight Zone experience. He was his own character, and it was years and years of doing it. So to experience Sabu at this point in his career, it was a unique form of storytelling. Uh,
Yeah.
and the way he did it in that ring that night was genuinely an experience and a thrill, and somewhat scary. And this was just him doing a run in on Joey,
Yeah.
and it was about as tense and pro wrestling awkward, and frightening and genuine and exhilarating all at the same time. And it was probably a 6 minute segment, 8 minute segment, 10, 15. I don't know. It all kind of warped together. And again, Twilight Zone. And
Yeah.
and yeah, I looked at him and I'll never forget it. Wild. uh, and and then this was all to set up his retirement match at spring break this year in Las Vegas. And and yeah, spring break 9. It was a fun show. I got to work with Gringo and the Wagner family and Gabe Kidd, Mance Warner, and then the final match of the night. This place was packed. The whole show building up to this main event. Barbed wire ropes, Joey
Yeah.
versus Sabu.
Yep. And I've only seen one clip from that match, and yeah, this is all I need.
Yeah, I was ringside, and Scarlett was inside the ring, and I was right there next to her on the outside with some wire cutters in the hand, waters, tape, towels, everything. And yeah, to a lot of people, that match represented so much, and it was nostalgic, and it was a legend and a moment. Uh, but to me, it was a job that we had to do,
Serious day of work.
and it was one that I took very serious. Um, and was also, there for some moments in that match that were as outrageous as any death matches I've ever seen. But all my training, all the experience that I've learned from death matches and championship matches all over the world, um, prepared me and our team for that, spectacle of 30 minutes or so, however long it was. Um, but yeah, it was wild. We got Sabu through it. He made his way through it, and we got him back in the ring. And Fonzie was there, Sandman was there, Joey, and by the end of it, he didn't want it to end, but it did, and it's over. And yeah, that was something that I'll never forget. And that was his last match ever, and yeah, I couldn't imagine him going out on any more of a grand spectacle than that. It was sad to hear that he passed away several days, several weeks later. Um, but yeah, he was a lot of things to a lot of people. But to me, he was an independent wrestler that I got to know right at the end.
And that's sometimes all it is just you get to realize that your heroes are they're just people. They're just like you. We're all just cogs in this grand machine or that is wrestling. But yeah, rest in peace, Sabu. Much love to his family and loved ones. You will be missed. Well, with that, I think maybe we start talking about what we got coming up this weekend. Uh, Perch, what you doing this weekend?
Ooh, this weekend we'll be in Chicago for a little AAW action. Excited to get back and see everybody. I think Sierra and Joey are going to be fighting. I think they have a mystery partner too, so I wonder who it could be. Uh,
Love a good mystery.
yeah, a lot of good people in the house. I'm excited.
Hell yeah. Zach, what do you got coming up this weekend?
I have a rest weekend.
Ooh, another rest weekend. Rest that body, brother.
Oh yeah.
And me, it's another weekend of the same. Being in that
Hey, Mo.
gym. What's up? Oh, maybe not. All right. Well, yep. Just another weekend of me being in the gym and playing Monster Hunter. And you know what? Maybe I'll actually beat that other game Trails that I've been playing this whole time. Um, but we shall see with that. But with that, I think it's time we take it on home. So, Zach, any final thoughts or questions?
I got nothing.
Perch, final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, continue to celebrate pro wrestling. Find stuff that you like and you enjoy, and yeah, watch it or play it on a video game or
Yeah.
listen to it all sorts of styles.
Yeah. And for me, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on all the social medias. Leave your favorite memory of Sabu. Uh, High Five Tom, you probably have now seen the video where I said I was caught up, but I had realized that nothing had been actually posting the past 2, 3 weeks. So got that fixed, I think, last night. I have to double check. But now we will be caught up. So leave your comment down below on your memories of Sabu, and we'll be sure to address them next week. But with that, this has
Oh,
been the
I
take.
did think of one thing. Uh,
Oh, okay.
this is one that people have been tossing around for years, and it's been part of magazines and stuff all the time. Champion versus champion. But right now, I think it aligns so perfectly. Could you imagine a Mox versus John Cena match? Both of them at this stage in their career.
This mostly disliked heel.
Oh my God. If they could both face each other right now, I would. My Sunday afternoon would be set aside.
it,
I'd help
it
set up and
it
tear down that ring by myself.
I think every day we get closer to a interpromotional show between our two major American companies. It's like as Natty goes on her little world tour, and we got to see a little interaction a couple weeks ago at the Chris Bay show. I think every day we get a little closer. Not saying it's going to happen this year or next year, but I think every day we get a little closer to that. Like, there were a couple times during Roman's reign, I could have sworn Mox was going to come out. It just seemed to make sense, but hey, we shall see. I don't think it's too impossible. Perch is what I'm saying. So keep an eye on those Sundays.
Modern Mox versus modern Cena.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So with that, this has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. One.